I promise you I will talk very fast. So you also have to listen very fast. So this is a little bit the consequence of that. Just move on from Blankendaal, Managing Director of Brainport Industries, and also responsible for our smart connected supplier network, but also responsible for what you see in the background, our Brainport Industries campus, 100,000 square meter where we connect innovation, education and manufacturing under one roof. So when you have the opportunity to come to the Eindhoven, please visit me and I will show you around. Well, Brainport Industries, just a few words on Brainport Industries. We are a network organization that wants to improve, to create a future-proof high-tech supply network that is international competitive, sustainable, socially relevant and innovative. And we have several initiatives to achieve that. International production networks, for example, Malaysia, Vietnam, China. Sustainability, digitization and production technology, like data spaces, AI in manufacturing. Human capital, we need 70,000 people in the next decade on craftsmen, and of course, growth and working capital. We do that with 125 high-tech companies, all active in the supply chain. Big companies, SME companies, companies in sheet metal, electronics, all of what is necessary to build equipment like this in high mix, low volume, high complexity markets, like chemical, medical, analytical, printing, sustainable energy. So we are building wafer steppers for ASML, X-ray, MRI equipment for Philips, electron microscopes for Thermo Fisher, but also additive manufacturing printers for the industry and electrolyzers, battery technology for companies. So my data space is a little based on this example. And we talked about computational power, we are talking about chips, we are talking about AI data spaces, but when you need more power, you need smaller chips. You need chips with more power. And when the chips are getting smaller, the equipment is getting bigger. So this is the latest machine of ASML. I call it the Beast, because it's 40 meters long, it's 4 meters high, it's 4 meters wide. It consists of 150,000 components. It is 150 million euros. You need 3 cargo airplanes to ship it, to transport it, 20 trucks. So it's really impressive to make all those chips that you have in your telephone. But they cannot do that on their own. So they need suppliers to achieve that. So what Brainport Industries is doing, we connect all the suppliers, the first, second to third tier suppliers that adds value to that piece of equipment. And therefore you need also the connected factory. So in the Netherlands we call Industry 4.0 Smart Industry. One of the transformations is the connected factory. So we set up a connected factory to share information over the supply chain. Because when you work as a network, you have to share information. You have to share your planning, you have to share your drawings, you have to share your technical product data. So and you want to avoid failure cost, and you want to avoid transaction cost. So therefore we started it with SCSN. We are, I think, almost 10 years old. Started as a small project to create standards in exchanging information over the value chain. And nowadays we are an independent foundation and that exists already for some years. Because we are also not only an innovative sector, but also a cost-driven sector. So we really want to avoid cost, so create a standard to exchange information. So, and of course in high mix, low volume, sharing data is essential. So it's really critical to collaborate in the supply chain, in high mix, low volume, high complexity markets. And the problem was there were no standard system. There were no semantics. Every company has its own rule, its own way of sharing information, putting the order in the chain, or getting information over the quality, over the planning. And that costs a lot of administrative work, which is really error prone. It creates inefficiency. It also slows your time to market. And what we need is speeding up time to market and time to money. So we had SCSN. And I'll give you some examples about the SCSN, how we are organized. So it's really the main goal is improved efficiency. And also it increased the resilience of the supply chain. We heard the story of Volkswagen. And it's not only for Volkswagen, it was also applicable for BMW, for Mercedes, etc., for the complete automotive chain. And in my opinion, the main reason was a lack of information over what is happening in the chain. And of course, the lack of responsiveness to react on that case, on that incident. So what we want to do is reduce errors, provide the necessary visibility and the potential bottlenecks, improve the agility, so speeding up, reducing time to market, but also reducing and speed up the time to money. So how does it work? So we have set up SCSN, also based on the IDS infrastructure. We have service providers. They offer the digital platforms, interconnect using IDS. We have the manufacturing companies. They have their own ERP system, and they can still use their own ERP system. And what we do, and with the ERP companies, they can still sell their own ERP system. But what we have the service providers that connects the ERP users with each other. So, and that's also called the four-corner model that we have. So it's really based on the IDS. We have the foundation SCSN that is responsible for the address book, for the contracts with the service providers, the identity manager, and the service providers. They are organizing all the transactions between the end users and between with their ERP system. So it's really, in that sense, we are, I think, quite well organized. So the main takeaway for today is that the overall competitiveness of individual companies, like for example ASML, but also from Volkswagen, is highly driven by the performance of the entire value chain and network. So that's really, for me, a very important message. And to remain competitive in a strong international playing field like semiconductors, but also automotive, collaboration for the high-tech manufacturing industry is really essential. So, and then it's not deal about the strongest or the smartest or perhaps the happiest, but it's one that is the most adaptable to change. And I think that there are two countries, Finland, the Netherlands, two small countries that have proven that they are adaptable to change and they can respond and react on all kinds of developments that are occurring worldwide. So 40 minutes left. I promise you, Lotta. So I give the floor to the next speaker, and you can meet me, of course, in the back.